Hello everyone, my name is Seth, and today I'm going to give you my review of Super Mario Galaxy. The first Super Mario movie came out and people loved it. It was a big hit. It got over $1 billion at the box office. It was about 1.3 billion, which is a big deal. It is the highest grossing video game movie ever. And I liked it. I didn't like it as much as some people did. I definitely thought I had some issues, but I did like it. And I thought it was a great first step at getting Mario into animation. But unfortunately, I can't say as many good things about Super Mario Galaxy as I did the first film. But before we get into it, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. If you don't mind, share this video around. It could really help the channel grow, and that would absolutely make my day. I do want to go ahead and say I don't necessarily know how long this review will be because I kind of feel like there's not much of substance to this film, but right from the beginning, I do want to bring up that this film is really gorgeous. There are so many beautiful frames in this film. The animation is incredibly well done. It's bright, it's colorful, it's just a lot of fun to look at. There's a lot of really awesome details in the animation, not just in like the references that they would throw in, but in the actual animation and the fidelity of the animation itself. Like there were times when you had a close up on Mario or Luigi and you could actually see like some of the threads or fuzz from their hats. Like that's just really, really cool attention to detail. And the character and world design, I think both are really top notch here as well. They excelled in that here in this film, and honestly all of that in the first film as well. And so the great job that they did with the animation in the first film, that carries over here. And with them expanding this story into space, there's just some really beautiful imagery to look at. The animation of the characters has a lot of energy, and the camera movements are fun and engaging as well. The action was also very entertaining. They had great use of the different power-ups of Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush. I think just overall, the action, the animation as a whole is where this film definitely shines. With that being said, I think that's why kids would like it. But kind of like what I said at the top of this review, once you take a step back from the animation, there's not really any substance to this film. Like, honestly, none at all. The story is just as basic and bare bones as it gets, and you've seen all of this before, and the story beats aren't necessarily executed that well either. The story in this movie is about as thin as the story in any of the games, and that shouldn't ever happen. I could predict every turn, every plot beat of this film. And while I don't necessarily need to see something I've never seen before every time I watch a film, I have to at least be engaged. I have to at least care about the characters. I have to at least be interested in the story, but none of that happens with this movie. Another thing that is just a really big pet peeve of mine that they do all the time in this film is that the story just happens to the characters. The characters don't make things happen. They don't make decisions that push the story forward. Characters wind up in places pretty much because the script says, well, that's where they have to be for this next thing to happen. The characters don't make decisions that take them from place to place, from planet to planet. The script just kind of finds a way for them to get there because later on, the script says they have to be there in order for something else to happen. There's maybe one decision by one character in this film, and after all of that, the story just happens. The characters just get to different locations because they have to for the story to progress, not because the characters are making the decisions themselves. And I am incredibly disappointed that in this film, we have no character growth whatsoever for any of the characters. We don't learn anything new about these characters, about who they are at their core. We don't learn anything about how they've changed since the last time we've seen them. Everybody ends the film at the same spot where they began the film. So after watching over an hour and a half of story being told, I'm just kind of sitting back thinking, what's the point? Because none of these characters grew or learned or developed at all. So there's no character growth at all. There is no character development at all. They don't go on any emotional journeys or anything. And of course, I understand that character development and deep, rich characters and a really interesting and engaging story, that's not a thing in the games. You're not adapting something like The Last of Us or God of War or something like that. But this isn't the games. This is a feature film. This is your opportunity to craft a story that is interesting and engaging for the audience and to give these characters depth. We need to care about these characters more than just the fact that we recognize them from the 40 years of video games. Mario and Luigi do go on a little bit of a hero's journey in the first film, and so that's something. It's definitely a whole lot more than anything they go through in this film. And I can't overstate this enough. I know I've said it, but like, we actually get zero character development. So that as a whole is just incredibly disappointing. A sequel is a chance to dive deeper into the characters. We kind of get a little introduction. We kind of have a little hero's journey in the first film. Well, this is the chance to send them on an emotional journey, have them develop as characters, and we get none of that. We're not emotionally attached to any of these characters, so we don't care if any of them are in danger. There's a lot of really great references to the other Mario games, to other Nintendo franchises, and it's fun for a second to be like, oh, hey, I recognize that location, or oh, hey, I remember this from the games, or hey, I love that sound effect. It's so cool to see it and hear it on the big screen. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to see some of this don't get me wrong, it's cool to see some of this stuff adapted to feature film, but there has to be substance with it. Just hearing a familiar music cue does not make a good movie. Hearing a sound effect, seeing a reference to a game, that doesn't make it a good movie. You actually have to build a movie around it, and then the fan service will still work. Fan service is thrown around as a bad term a lot of times, but fan service can work great if the fan service is working to serve the overall story and working to serve the characters. So you need more than that. You need actual substance, which this film has none of. I almost felt like they were so concerned about the references, getting the references in there, that they kind of forgot to put a good movie around it. And I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything, but I will say, honestly, I feel like they were more concerned with maybe setting up a potential Super Smash Brothers movie than they were about focusing on this film. I think the voice cast all did a fine job. Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Brie Larson, Jack Black, they all did fine. I didn't have any problems with their performances, honestly. Like, it was all serviceable, but also that means that none of them really had any standout moments to me either for their performances, and that's definitely a little surprising, especially from Jack Black. There wasn't really anything super memorable from Jack Black here. There was one voice performance that actually did impress me. It was the best voice performance in the whole film, and it is Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. You could honestly tell that he was putting his all into it, and he did a really great job. So as a whole, this film was just a really big disappointment for me. Other than the animation, I feel like they took a pretty significant step back in every single aspect of this film compared to the first one. This is an opportunity to take what worked before, continue to do that, and then take a look at the things that maybe didn't work quite as well and improve upon that for the sequel, but that just didn't happen. I feel like they were too preoccupied by shoving in references and by setting up a potential Super Smash Brothers movie that they just kind of forgot about this film. They forgot about making it the best that it could be. And to me, I think the thing that is most unforgivable about this film is that there is zero, I mean, actually zero character development or character depth. Kids will like this film because it's bright and colorful and fun to look at. And so there's nothing really bad in here for them if you have a kid and they want to see it. Like this will just be like an hour and a half of like fun colors that they get to watch on a big screen. So there's that, I guess. It's not a complete and utter failure in every single aspect, but it does fail in a lot of key parts, and I can't give this film any more than a 2 out of 5. And you get me thinking on it a little bit more. Who knows? I might would, bring that score a little bit further down, but right now I'm sitting at a 2 out of 5. But that's it. That's my review of Super Mario Galaxy. Have you seen this film? Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Do you think my critiques are fair? And which one did you like better, this one or the first film? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to have a conversation with you about it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. You can follow me on social media pretty much anywhere at CinemaSeth, and I'll see you next time.